Hello everyone, this is Frones and welcome to my 50 subscribers special video. Because today I am proud to announce that we have reached an incredible number of 50 subscribers. Quite cool. Well, so today I wanted to do something else. I wanted to do something special and show you what I have been working on lately. So in this video I'll be showing off two small contest plots, 10 by 10 by 10 contest plots. Really interesting challenge. You could see some of it right here. And then I'll be have some announcements to make and some sneak peeks for you also. So it's gonna be really cool. I'm just gonna chill, talk to you guys. I have a cup of tea ready, so this is quite a special video actually. So let's start here. Let's start here with this plot. I'm just gonna give you a quick little overview here. So you see 10 by 10 by 10. That's not a lot of space to work with. So I've done two different plots, and as you can see from up here, these are very different actually, and that's what I really wanted with this. I want to challenge myself to really kind of get two very different atmospheres out of the same tiny little space here. So the challenge is really, are you able to tell a story? Are you able to create some atmosphere on such a small scale? So let's have a look at the first plot here. It's called The Solitary Hunter. It's a 10 by 10 by 10 contest plot in the Nordic style. So already here, what I want with a plot, even though it's a very small plot here, you want to get lost in it immediately. So as you enter here, you are kind of in a landscape. You are under these pine trees, and the house as you enter here kind of emerges here when you walk onto this bridge. So I wanted to put in a lot of stuff here in order to have this house kind of sheltered beneath the pines. So first off, as you enter, you also notice there's some rabbits hanging, and a place here, so you already get a sense of what kind of person is living here, and why does he live here, what is he doing really. Oh sorry, that was a little Discord sound. I don't know if you heard it, but just hold on a sec. I'm gonna quit Discord real quick. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, let's just move on. Alright, sorry, I got carried away. Let me have a sip of my tea and we'll continue. Alright, so here you see that it's already kind of been revealed in the title that this is the house of a solitary hunter. Let's close this door real quick. So here he's got a nice little table for skinning rabbits. You see some blood, some knives, and you see that there's a rabbit which has been skinned hanging out here. And up here are the rabbits that he recently caught. So they haven't been skinned yet. So again, trying to tell a story. You can see from these things what this person does. So that's quite neat, I think. I like that you have some movement and some life. So having a little stream here really adds that feeling of that there's some nature, and this water flow is really cool, and it also adds like a diagonal axis, like cutting up the plot. So you enter here and you walk over a bridge. So that's a really cool thing, and he's got a little bucket for picking up water. You can see that he can get down here, or oh, I thought you could jump over there. I banged my head against some pines there. So let's have a look at the landscape before we actually go in. I tried to use lots of different like Nordic frosty blocks, different kind of stone textures with ice on them, icicles underneath that bridge. I think that's really cool. Frozen trees, pieces of ice flowing on the water, and then had to have actual ice in the water itself. So I really tried to detail it as much as I could, because first when I started this I was like, this is never gonna happen, this place is way too tiny to make it look cool. But after detailing, detailing is probably the most important thing here, in order to create some atmosphere. So let's enter the house, because there are really, well, not much else to see. The house itself is very basic. Let me just show you from here. Very basic design, but using these railings really helped a lot to get in some depth into this build, show that it is supported here, this kind of framework. I think it works really nice, but I wanted it to be simple and just weathered wood, really. So let's go inside for a moment and check out the place of this solitary hunter dude. So you immediately as you enter, it's a lot of brown colors, and that's what I really wanted. This feeling of, it's really a wood cabin. And he's got all the necessities of, well, all the necessities, everything that you really need. A place to, you know, a fire source, a source of warmth and cooking, able to be cooking here. He's got clothes hanging here near the warmth of the furnace. Some meat, of course, because he's a hunter, so he mainly eats meat, I guess. Hope he can survive on that. And he's got some pots and pans, and of course he is a hunter, as I said. So he's got a bow and some arrows. Nice little place for other stuff here. Drawers, chest, and a bear fur bed. You see that he's got skins like bear skin and wolf skin. I really like the looks of this, actually. I used these paints because I think it looks like window paints with like bits of frost and icy window paints. I think that's really cool. Gives it a Nordic feel and adds some light here also in this dark cabin. So you have lots of windows to let in light. I like that. And supports here. So quite nice little place. He's got a wardrobe, and I thought this cloak would be a hunter cloak. And now yeah, that happens a lot when you try to walk out the door. Anyways, that was that little house. Before we go, let's have a look at the... I can't get out. Let's have a look at the pine trees. Same with the pine trees. I tried to detail it a lot. One of the guys who came here and looked at it suggested I'd use these bushes to kind of get some more depth into these and more color into the pine trees. And I did that, and I mixed different leaves, two different kind of leaves, and some what are they called? I suddenly forgot. Cones. Yep, that's it. Pine cones. And then I added in a raven, and on the other side an owl. So there's that. Quite nice little plot. I think I spent like 3 hours on it or something. Quite a long while for a very tiny plot. But I really wanted it to be detailed and have a nice atmosphere. Alright, let's move on to the next plot for today. The last plot, which is completely different, as you can see. And well, let's have a look at this sign. Maybe you get the reference here. I hope you do. It says no admittance except party business, with little dots and things above the actual letters. And that is of course because this is a Hobbit plot. It's not the house of Bilbo Baggins or anything. It's just a Hobbit inspired plot, because it is a house under a hill. Here, so it says, so this, besides being a reference, this sign also says that the plot entrance is over here actually, though this is where he would enter his garden, the Hobbit or whoever lives here. So this is the entrance. It says halfling home. Hobbits are called halflings as well, and halfling, it's just a word for a small person also. So it's a Hobbit themed 10 by 10 by 10 contest plot. As you enter here, one thing that I really like to emphasize is how you are like caught up inside something, or you're inside or under these trees. An atmosphere. There's atmosphere coming already, just right in your head. And that's what I really wanted, to feel like you were like covered and immersed in the plot. So as you enter, there's a little path leading the way through the garden of the inhabitant of this home. And he's got this little entrance piece, which I thought was really cool. It was actually Andrew or Radcraft who looked at this plot, and we talked about what we could do here. So because I had this just blank space, and he suggested why not have an entrance or an exit, and then have this like coming along. I thought this was really nice. It kind of makes a nice border between his garden and the outside. It really makes it covered, and that's a really cool feature. And it also looks like wood which has been intertwined in order to make a little entrance here. So that's really nice. He's got places to cut to chop wood, which I find was a really nice, neat feature. Something that you would want if you're have a garden here, and a fire. He's got a fireplace, of course. And this barrel is for collecting apples maybe, or pears, or for gathering water or something. And he's also got a nice little seating area, so you'll have a maid come over and they'll sit and play chess here in the nice little garden with a lantern. And you notice that I have lots of different trees, different bushes. I really wanted it to be lush and colorful here, and feeling that you're underneath the trees but still having a bit of light coming through. So I used the birch trees like for taller trees, or not. They're not that tall. It's I was kind of limited here. But slender trees I find, and then these fruit trees have a different texture to them. They're really like they have a sort of a nice structure, I think. So there's both oranges, apples, pears, and all that stuff you'd like, and bushes too, with berries and all that. So you can walk through the garden here, and here you've got two opportunities, and I think that's what I really wanted to achieve with this plot. In a tiny space, somewhere that you could explore, so you can go either right or left. To the right you find a place where he stores his apples. He's collected some apples here, and you have different layers here in this garden. I think that's really nice. Some beans growing, he's got different things here, and this is the chimney coming from down below, and he's got some clothes hanging up in his garden here. So let's get down. That was the garden, tiny garden, but I find that using these stuff that blocks the view and kind of creates different spaces, that's really important, to have different spaces that creates atmosphere. So let's go down the staircase here. So this is his tiny little front yard. He has some flowers here also, and some apples standing there. Before we go in, I'd just like to show you this design, because I looked at the house of Bilbo Baggins and other Hobbit themed things, and I noticed that they were really like under the hill, of course, so they would like something to they would have some supports here, so the house is actually the hill won't collapse or anything. I think this looks nice. So let's go inside. There's actually quite some space in here, which is nice. You've got a wardrobe. I tried to have some color here also, with different colorful chairs here, and some flowers, and some red kind of table thing there. So you've got everything you need: wardrobe, places to store your stuff, a little chest, a nice fireplace, the quite curvy design, clothes, place to eat, because hobbits love to eat, and who doesn't, right? So he's got a nice little cake here, and a furnace, pots and pans, all the necessities again, because when you're working in small spaces, you just want to fit in everything that's necessary and add a bit of decoration also. I quite like this place. Nice chair design, and then he's got his bedroom here with a little painting and a chest with gold. So that is the Hobbit house here. So these two different plots, I think I actually achieved creating two really different atmospheres and really making a plot that is actually worth exploring, even though it is such a tiny space. I think what I learned from, I made this plot first, of course. I think what I learned is that I like some, there's not much exploring in this plot. It's just a straight walk from here, and you can look around, have a look at that, and go inside. So what I really wanted to achieve with the Hobbit plot was a plot that you could explore. You could walk around, you would be given different opportunities, and you would discover something new. And also I find that the atmosphere here is just brilliant with all the colors and trees. And making a Hobbit house really made great use of the small space, because you have the garden which actually on top of the house. So that was quite clever, I think. and I think it works. So if you are on the Darwin Reforged server, you can of course come check it out yourself and vote for the plot if you find it nice. If you think my plot deserves a vote, I'd be very happy, of course. But there are also lots of other cool plots I'd recommend you guys to explore for yourselves. If you are on the Darwin Reforged server, but these two are my admissions. No, what to say? Yeah, my attempts, on the 10 times 10 times 10 space. All right, we've got that covered. So that's great. Now, what I wanted to announce also is that on the Darwin Reforged server here, there's a team building contest coming up for February and March, and I've been chosen as the leader of Team 1. So I'm gonna be leading Team 1 together with Voxel. He's my co-leader. So we'll be 2 leaders on Team 1, and there'll be 2 leaders on Team 2. And me and Voxel will be leading Team 1. And that's great. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really honored to be chosen, actually, because I've been here for such a short while, but people have really welcomed me very nicely. So I'm happy to be the leader together with Voxel, and I hope that you would come join my team if you are interested in a team building contest. So that's really interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Now, another thing that I would announce, that I have actually also already kind of announced, but I want to just say again that me and Kicker Hunt has started working on a little village called Brent. Kicker Hunt has been really helpful, a lot more than helpful, actually. He's kind of in charge of the Brent project at the moment, because he's just a brilliant builder. He's done some really cool stuff. So what we'll do now is that I'll give you a little sneak peek. All right, so we got to warp GamerFrones, and I'll use my waypoints here and teleport to Brent. All right. Oh, this is this is Poro, who's been on the server adding different heads. That's interesting. All right. This is Brent, and the sneak peek is right here. Different houses. Haha. New style, new designs, new concept. Yeah. I won't show you much more, actually, because there'll be a video coming up in which I showcase these houses, talk about the Brent project, and I'll have a time lapse on some building also. I'm gonna be building some houses for Brent soon. I won't show you much more. It's just a tiny little sneak peek right there. But I've got also another sneak peek for you. So let's go plot home 1, I think it was. Yep. Alright, oh sorry. Now, as I've also announced, Carathon, the capital city of Arinor, is, you know, under construction. And this is some of the sketches for the style that I have been working on together with Andrew Radcraft123. We have been working on this, or well, to be more accurate, I have built this house, which I think is simply brilliant. I think it's very nice house, and I will make a show around of that, and so we can get the Carathon project started with you guys as well on the side, so you'll be able to comment and help me out on this. Just a tiny little sneak peek here. Andrew's been busy as well, so Carathon style is coming up. There'll be a video for that soon. So with that said, I think we can end this 50 subscriber special. I hope you enjoyed my 10x10x10 plot. It was a very fun challenge. I think I really learned a lot from working on such a tiny space. I hope that you're looking forward to starting Brent together with me and Kick a Hunt, and I hope that you're also looking forward to the Carathon style coming here. It's gonna be so cool, guys. So with that said, thank you for watching. I hope you stick around on my channel, and then I'll see you soon. Or we'll see each other on Darwin Reforged. Bye bye.